Good afternoon. So this will be the part 2 of our discussion regarding the indigenous justice system. So as part of it, we will be discussing the important provisions of the IPRA law in relation to the recognition of the different tribal justice system, which are given due recognition by virtue of this law, which is the 8371, Republic Act 8371. So we have here words to ponder. We have here the IPs or IP. If we say IP, refers to the minority groups within the different parts of the archipelago. If we say IP, I stands for indigenous and P stands for people. And another, we have here the ICC or indigenous cultural communities. It refers to the indigenous cultural communities which is protected by 8371. And we also have here the self-governance and empowerment, which refers to the right of the IPs or the ICC to manage the resources within their ancestral land without going against the national government or the public interest. Another is we also have here the social justice. It refers to the cumulative justice accorded to every person in reference to the observance of his right and responsibilities. And we also have here the equal protection. Equal protection refers to the granted constitutional rights accorded to every individual where the due process rule is to be exercised. And number 7, we have here the freedom of discrimination, which refers to the right of the IPs not to be denied equal opportunities in all aspirations or obligations and the likes. So they also have equal rights to those who are not belong with the IP group. So that's all with regards to the related words in the important provisions of the IPRA law. So aside from the words to ponder, we also have here some uh, important sections to be discussed wherein in important sections of Republic Act or important part or provisions of Republic Act 8371, which in section 2 it recognize and promote all the rights of the ICC, the indigenous communities and the indigenous peoples. In letter A, it promote and recognize the rights of the ICC. And letter B, it protect the rights of the IPs, the indigenous peoples, to their ancestral domains to ensure their economic, social, and cultural well-being. For letter C, it preserve and develop their cultures, their traditions, and institutions. Aside from that, in letter D, the state also shall guarantee the members of the indigenous peoples, regardless of sex, and shall equally enjoy full measures, no, with the participations of the ICC or the IPs concerned to protect their life. Uh, it also guarantees, the government also guarantees and respect uh, the IPs to and they also allow them to enjoy or benefit from the rights or opportunities which the national laws and regulations grant to other members of the population. And for letter F, the state also recognize its obligations to respond to the strong expression of the indigenous peoples for cultural integrity by assuring the maximum uh, participation of in the direction of education, health, and other services. So that is uh, that is for letter E, but that is for letter F. nauna pa lang na-discuss yung na-mention ko kanina, the prior to letter F, that was for letter E. So, I repeat, for not to misunderstand, for letter E, the participation of the IP is concerned to protect their life and guarantees respect for their cultural integrity. And the IPs or the ICCs enjoy equal benefit from the rights or opportunities which the national laws and the regulations grant to other members of the population. So they are also having uh, they also benefit equal benefit from the other members of the population. And for letter F, the state shall recognize its obligations to respond to the strong expression of the indigenous peoples for their cultural integrity by assuring the maximum indigenous people participation in the direction of education, health, and other services. So that's all with regards to the uh, regarding to the some pertinent provisions of Republic 8371, and going further to Chapter 4 of Republic 8371 or the IPRA law. It says there that the on Chapter 4 it is the right to self-governance and empowerment. So on Chapter 4, in short, we have here Chapter 13 to give a summary. In section 13, it says there that uh, the IPs have the right to self-governance and self-discrimination and respect the integrity of their values, their practices, and institution, and to freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. And for section 14, it says there that the use the form and content of their ways of life as may be compatible with the fundamental rights defined in the Constitution and their institutionally recognized human rights. And for Section 13, it says there that the use of their justice system as a mean to settle dispute or conflicts, no, they can exercise their justice system to settle the disputes or conflict within them. And for section 16, it says there that the right to participate fully if they choose at all levels of decisions making matter. So in terms of decision making, uh, they have the right to participate, full participation. And they are also given the mandatory representation in policymaking bodies and other local legislation council. So with that, they are given enough privilege and rights. Compare also with the other people who does not belong with the IP group. And for section, we have here section 19, the role of people's organization. It says there that it enables the IPs to pursue and protect their legitimate and collective interests and aspirations through peaceful and lawful human rights. And we also have here for section 21, which is the equal protection and non-discrimination of the IPs. The IPs has the right, or they shall extend to them the same employment rights. In terms of employments, they must have also the same rights to those who are or to those who do not belong to the IP group. Also with opportunities, the basic services, education, and the other rights and privileges available to the member of the society. So the IP group also have the same rights, the same uh, opportunities or the basic services needed or given to those who do not belong to the IP. They are also given, umaga equal sila sa mga hindi taga-indigenous people. They have the same privileges and rights. The example is employment rights, opportunities, and the other basic services. So, aside from that, on Section 21, the Equal Protection and the Non-Discrimination, we also have here Section 22, which is the rights during armed conflicts. So, during the armed conflicts, or emergencies, you cannot compel an IP to join the armed forces if he or she do not like it. So in short, ganon yun. So you cannot compel. But if in case gusto niya, it is on his or her free will, then he or she can join. But you cannot compel them to join the army in terms of conflict or in terms of emergencies. And we also have here the freedom from discrimination and right to equal opportunity and treatment. So they have the right, or the IP or the ICC have the right to free from any form of discrimination with respect to recruitment and conditions of employment, such that they may also enjoy equal opportunities for admission and employment. So in terms of employment, you cannot say that uh, I do not like to hire that certain person because he or she belong to the Kalinga tribe, which they have this which they belong to the indigenous people. Or I do not like to hire that certain person because he or she belongs to the Cordillera tribe, which is known as one of the indigenous people. You cannot say that because under the Republic Act 8371, it is being prohibited and they are being protected under Section 23, which is they are also have the same freedom or rights, and they should be free from discrimination in terms of employment and admission. And lastly is the unlawful acts pertaining to employment. First is to discriminate against any IP with respect to the terms and conditions of employment on account to their descent, and equal remuneration shall be paid also. So you cannot also say that this certain employee or certain individual should be underpaid because he or she belong to the indigenous people. So that is being prohibited under Section 23 of the Republic Act 8371. And lastly, to deny any indigenous people or employee any right or benefit herein provided for, or to discharge them for the purpose of preventing them from enjoying any of the rights or benefits provided under this act. So you cannot also deny any benefit. Example, we have here the uh, uh, 13-month pay. You cannot deny his or her 13-month pay. It is because he or she belongs to the indigenous people. So that is being prohibited under Section 24, letter B of the Republic Act 8371. So that's all with regards to the important provisions of Republic Act 8371. If in case you have questions, feel free to uh, post your comments or questions on the comment box. Thank you and have a good day.